Good morning to you guys. Hopefully you find your Friday awesome. It's actually my Thursday in the evening time. I just got done walking. Well folks, welcome to story time. And if you're brand new to my channel, once a week I tell a story to you guys because according to my kids and my wife, I told them all my stories already. So whenever I try to tell them one, we heard it before, they say. But you guys haven't, so I bore you all with them. Well, this particular story today is Southern Courtesy. And this happened to something that happened to my wife and I many years ago before we got married. Many years ago, my wife's brother was getting married, okay? And my wife had a good friend, which is my friend today, but this is before I met her. And my wife wanted to go all the way down to Kentucky, way deep down in Kentucky, to pick her up. Everything's fine. She's going to pick her up at her dad's house. So we got off work that day and we drove all the way down to Kentucky, 250 some miles from here, to go pick up my wife's friend. Everything's fine and good. Only to arrive at the place we was to pick her up and they say, well, she's not here. She's over another place, and they gave us directions how to get there. I got relatives all over Kentucky, by the way, okay? I used to live in Kentucky when I was a kid. Now, this part of Kentucky that we was going to, I actually used to live there when I was a kid, and I knew just a teeny little bit of it, but I didn't know much, okay? And some parts of Kentucky is filled with hollers, and if you guys don't know what hollers are, hollers is usually dirt roads surrounded by two mountains, two hillsides. Okay, hollers could go on for miles, and you can actually be driving down a holler and not see anybody for miles. So this guy gave us directions, and somehow we ended up on a holler dirt road, and on each side of this holler dirt road was a drop-off about 200 to 300 feet. That's right. So we're driving down this dirt road looking for this house he gave us directions to, and we was completely lost. Now, did I mention it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Because we've been traveling around now trying to find this house that her friend was at, supposedly. Well, her friend was there. Well, actually, yeah, she was there when we did find the house, but I'm jumping ahead of myself, okay? We're driving around, and finally this is back before the cell phones were here, okay guys? We had no cell phones, and even if we had cell phone, I doubt there'd be service that far out in the country. You know, we had nothing, and it was pitch black. You could not see your hand in front of your face. And we had just enough room for our little car. Yeah, we had a little car at the time. We had a Toyota, by the way. Just enough room on that holler, because I say 2 feet on one side was the drop-off and 2 feet on the other side was the drop-off. So we're like, okay, we got to turn around because we're at a dead end. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to turn this vehicle around? So I'm like, there is no room to turn around, so I'm going to have to back out, go in reverse, in a place where you can't see your hand in front of your face. I'm going to be going on my reverse lights and trying to back all the way out until I find a place to turn around. So as I was backing out, somehow my back tire kind of went off the cliff a little bit. So my back tire is hanging. Let me see if I can show you on my fingers, okay? Imagine this is the road, okay? And the car is about that wide on the road, and as I was backing up on the road, I went over too far, and my back tire now went off, and it's being held up by the frame of the car. So the back tire is spinning, and I'm not going nowhere. We are stuck. I'm embarrassed. I made a total idiot out of myself for my fiance. We wasn't scared though. No, believe it or not, we wasn't scared. And it was about fall time, about this time of year, right? It was getting cold. I'm guessing it might have been about 40 degrees, you know? Fall time. So basically, we're sitting there. Well, somehow we see a lady walking down the street. Well, we see the flashlight. And it turned out to be a lady walking down the street with a flashlight. And I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. It's part of my French, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm like, oh shoot. And the lady's like, are you guys okay? Instantly, we knew she was a nice person. And we're like, yeah, and we told her what was going on. She's like, okay, why don't you guys come on up in the house and wait till morning? I was like, ma'am, nah, I stay with the car. I didn't feel right. And I told Ange, I said, you know, you're going to be fine. It's just a house over there. The lady seemed nice enough. So my wife went back with the lady, which was just, we didn't even see the house. It was like a good piece off the road. So Angie went with the lady, and Angie's going to go in a nice warm house and stay until morning. I'm going to stay with the car. Well, I'm trying to sleep. About an hour and a half goes by. I see another flashlight coming up the road. I was like, okay, who's this? When they got closer, I noticed they had a uniform on. Now, I didn't see this person. I don't know where they came from or why he still had a uniform on, but it's almost like the man just got off work. But he was a prison guard. And he evidently just got off work or was getting ready to go to work. I can't remember, but he's like, hi, your wife is up at my house, and, you know, my wife came down and got your wife earlier while I'm her husband, and there's no sense you staying in the cool, buddy. Get your butt up in the house. Come on. I'm not going to take no for an answer. So I'm rubbing the sleep from my eyes. I'm like, thank you, sir. Now, you got to remember, back in these days, before I married my wife, I had long hair. I know, I'm bald, right? I'm bald. So what I'm about to tell you may come as a shock and a surprise. Back in them days, I had hair all the way down to my butt. I had super long hair. I didn't have the goatee. I had the mustache and the super long hair. Okay? It was a phase I was going through back in them days. Trust me. So we get up to the guy's house, and he goes into a linen closet, pulls out a blanket and a pillow. He says, here, go to sleep on the couch. Well, I went and laid down on the couch, and I couldn't really fall asleep. I kind of did a little bit off and on. Come morning time, he comes out. He says, hey, we're cooking breakfast. You know, Angie comes out, good morning, Michael. Did you sleep well? And I was like, yeah, kind of. And so these people, we had no clue who they were, not only gave us a place to stay, they also fed us breakfast, and he actually got a backhoe out and got my car unstuck from being off the cliff. And then gave us directions on how to get to the place we was going to. Southern hospitality, my friends. They didn't know who the heck we were. They had no clue. None. But yet they took it upon themselves to help my, well, soon-to-be wife at the time and I out. Nah, just helped us out. And we ate breakfast and made some friends and got the directions and shook their hands and haven't seen them since then. So by some chance, you guys are watching this video out there, and you was them nice people that lived in Kentucky, Hazard, Kentucky, and you was that nice people, and I believe you was a prison guard, and you helped Angie and I out. Thank you. From all these years later. That was about 26 or 27 years ago. Yeah. Oh, we found our way to Becky's house and picked her up and was able to make it back just in time for Angie's brother's wedding. Only to find out, as soon as the wedding was over, my brother and I had headed right back up to Kentucky where we just came from. Let me explain. We made it back just in time with hours to spare now, folks. 2 hours to spare to get ready, get dressed, and head to the wedding. Head to the wedding. Now, I remember my brother was putting on my tie because I didn't know how to tie a tie, and he was kind of like suiting me up for the, you know, to go to this wedding that my wife's brother was getting married, and we got the notification then. Knock came at the door. It was a cousin of ours saying my Uncle Fred had passed away, and calling all the family members to Kentucky to go see Uncle Fred. Yeah. Sad time. So, Paul's like, go to the wedding. And Michael, we should take out tonight and get a motel. That way we could be there for tomorrow morning bright and fresh. And go to the wedding. As soon as you get done with the wedding, we're headed right back up where Angie and I came from. Yeah. Went back up there. And, folks, that's when I decided then when we was up there, I was going to ask Angie's hand in marriage. Well, actually, no, she wasn't my fiance at the time, come to think of it, because it was right when we come back from the funeral is when I asked Angie to marry me. Yeah. Because I knew then I wanted her to be with me all my life, because she was, you know, we got, I mean, you know, we had that long, well, you know, when you have things like certain things happen to you and you get lost and you're in the middle of nowhere, it just felt natural to be with her. So yeah, guys. Well, folks, I also want to mention something too. The other day I was watching one of my videos. I forgot to mention this in my last video, but when I was proof checking my video, I noticed on my laundry, and I know you guys are going to probably go back and look for this now, but don't. I noticed when I do my laundry outside, my camera turns around certain ways. So I'm hiding my laundry from you now, but I noticed my boxers was in one of the shot. And I sat there and said to myself, I said, oh my God, how professional are you, Michael? You're actually doing a video and they can see your boxers in a couple of the shots. So for you guys out there, my apologies for that. Honestly, I didn't pay any mind to it when I was making the video, and I would do better next time. If I ever got laundry out here like today, I make sure I don't have unspeakables in the camera view. So until next time, guys, have an awesome weekend. If the weather is permitting, we're hoping to do a skit. First Halloween skit, and as you notice, I pointed over there because that's where we're doing it at. You guys ain't supposed to know that. We're going to do our first Halloween skit, but if the weather's wet and rain, would you stop? We have another game to go on downstairs just in case. So that way the video will be up fresh for you guys Monday. Either be a skit, Halloween skit, the first one of the year, or it would be another game downstairs, which we got a whole other brand new game to come up with. So you would definitely have something interesting Monday. Until then, come on guys, have an awesome weekend. I'll see you Monday. I'm out of here.